Good December morning to you all, and I do mean it is good. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's cold, it's breezy, so there's a nip out there, but there's no snow smacking me in the face, and the sun is out, so I'm going to take it. It's a good December morning. Well, we're looking at the third Sunday in Advent coming up, and the psalm assigned for it is Psalm 126. It's one of those psalms we'll probably bump into again during Lent. It's a lament, but it's found among the Psalms of Ascent. Now, you remember what those Psalms of Ascent are, don't you? No, it's not. What's that I smell? No, not that kind of scent. Ascent. Ascent, meaning to go up. 15 steps it took to go up into the temple proper from the court of the women. 15 Psalms. So you could look at it that way, or it may have been the fact that any direction that you entered the temple by, that you approached it, you had to go up to the temple ascent. Or the fact that in so many of these Psalms, we worship Yahweh as King. Hey, let's ascend him to his throne. All right, so you have all those different things going out. We're really not sure, but there are 15 of them. 126 is one of those. It's rather short, and I like to read it real quick. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we rejoiced. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the watercourses in the Negev. May those who sow in tears reap with shouts of joy. Those who go out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying their sheaves. See, there's a hint of lament in this. Like maybe things aren't going all that great, but hey, we remember how God restored our fortunes, restored the fortunes of Zion. And that's a pretty important word throughout the Psalms. It can also mean return. It can mean repent. It can mean a lot of different things. And it's God who is doing the action. He's the one that's restoring our fortunes. It's nothing that we did. In fact, there's really no hint in this psalm anywhere of the sins of the people, although that is true in a lot of the other psalms, but not here. We are celebrating. What a perfect psalm to read coming up on the third Sunday in Advent, because that's often known as the Sunday of joy, the candle we light, the candle of joy. Really just kind of break out into song. So we have that 3 times in this psalm in just 6 verses. Shouts of joy. And that really means shouts. You can almost imagine the people as they're approaching the temple area. This could have been done during a harvest festival, which is very possible. It's talking about carrying home the sheaves. You're walking up to the temple and you are just shouting this psalm out at the top of your lungs. I just wish we could do that in church right now, but not yet. We will get there. We will be shouting. But right now, we have to be a little quiet, a little meditative, and that's okay too. That's all right too. But what a beautiful psalm that we have that talks about the beauty of what God has done to us. And he talks about it in terms that the people back then, they live with it every day. Think about it. It's talking about sowing and reaping. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, they were like those who dream. Our mouth was filled with laughter and our tongue with shouts of joy. And why is it? And well, it's because God has done great things for us, and we're asking him to do the same thing again, to restore our fortunes like the watercourses in the Negev. What's that? Well, the Negev was a little wadi out there in the desert that was all dried up, didn't look like it would do very much for you, except when it rained, it collected all that rainwater, and there you had your water for your crops, for that year. So those, it says, who are going out and sowing in tears, you're going out and just throwing your seed everywhere in that dry, barren ground. Doesn't look like much. This looks hopeless. You'll reap with shouts of joy. Lots of shouting in this psalm. We will be doing lots of shouting once again. So, read the psalm. Read it over and over again. It will lift your spirit because it is a psalm of lament. Yes, maybe things aren't going very well in your own life. We know what life is like out there all around us right now because of the pandemic. But then again, we remember the way God has blessed us in the past, and He will restore our joy. God's blessings be with you this day.